So yesterday in Washington, D.C., and I've told you this before, there was a conference call in the morning among Democrats, big shots, all right, guys like David Axelrod, who was a very close advisor to Barack Obama. And Axelrod is basically running the Biden campaign. Nobody knows that because he still appears as a commentator on CNN, but he is the man. So a few times a week, Democrats get together on a conference call out of K Street in Washington. That's the street where all the lobbying groups have their offices, and they come up with strategy. Joe Biden is not involved with that, okay? And the strategy is, here's what we're going to do. Get the message out to all your precinct captains across the country and to the media. The media, not that I don't know anybody in the press directly on the call, but they get it within minutes after it's over. So yesterday, this was fascinating to me. It was decided that the last 2 weeks of the campaign, they were going to hang COVID around Donald Trump's neck, okay? It's going to be all COVID all the time, and the stalking horse, the point person in Trump's negligent on COVID, incompetent on COVID, is Dr. Fauci. And you saw that on 60 Minutes. They thought it went very well on Sunday night with Fauci. And Fauci is an appealing presence. He's relaxed. I've had my problems with Fauci, and I've told you about that. But Fauci knows this. He knows he's being used to hammer Donald Trump. So the word went out, the next 2 weeks, it's all about COVID Trump, COVID Trump. The other thing recedes. The other topic that was discussed was how to reply to the Hunter Biden situation, whether Joe Biden should reply directly, and it was nixed. No. All Joe Biden says, and you'll hear this for the next 2 weeks, you'll hear it in Thursday's debate, unverified, discredited. That's it. Unverified is the key word for the press. And you saw that this morning if you read the internet dispatches on Biden, on Hunter Biden. Unverified. Now, to me, that's pretty amusing because the Democrats and the left-wing media, corporate media, went for 2.5 years running stories about the Russian collusion thing that didn't exist. Talk about unverified. But now it's Hunter going, this is unverified. All right, so that's what happened yesterday. Now, the fallout immediately from the phone call was put into the media cycle. Isn't this fascinating? You get this nowhere else but here. So the media cycle picked it up instantaneously. David Axelrod himself was on CNN. Roll the tape.
He goes to Wisconsin, a state that has 20,000 new cases in the past week, and he talks down the coronavirus. And then today he spent the day campaigning against Fauci. And let me tell you something, Wolf. I look back at a poll from just the last few weeks, and people were asked who they trusted on the coronavirus. Medical scientists, 84%, the CDC, 77%, Dr. Fauci, 67%, Donald Trump, 26%. And that's the fight he wants to pick 2 weeks before the election. It is nuts.
Isn't that interesting? All right, so last night on the nightly news broadcast, NBC Nightly News led with President Trump attacking Dr. Fauci. ABC News led with President Trump's conference call with his campaign staff, his attacks on Dr. Fauci. Same thing, CBS. President Trump attacks Dr. Fauci and dismisses the pandemic as the country faces the worst COVID cases surge in months. So the three networks ran the same lead, all of them, okay, with almost exactly the same wording. You think that was a coincidence? Now, the real lead story yesterday was the election and how the swing states are doing. That was the most important story if you were an honest producer of a broadcast. If I had been producing any of the three network news, that was my lead. Okay, not Trump attacking Fauci. I would have had that story in there, but not as a lead. So identical stories lead all three nightly newscasts on the network. CNN, Anderson Cooper, 8 p.m., President Trump's statement that people are tired of COVID. He leads with COVID. Okay? Cuomo, 9 p.m., Trump attacks Dr. Fauci. In case you missed it on NBC, ABC, and CBS, Cuomo puts it on. MSNBC at 8 o'clock, the war on science inside the White House. Trump people saying people are tired of COVID. Now, the coordination between the Democratic paid political people, all right, these are paid. They're political action committees, okay, and they make a lot of money. And the media is unprecedented in the United States. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. As you all know, the dollar is at a 10-year low, and November could spell real trouble. That's why I recommend you consider physical gold and silver, and the only company I do business with in this area is American Hartford Gold. You can call them right now. Make sure you tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you a free gold coin on your first qualified order. Since I have been recommending American Hartford Gold, gold's up over 40%, silver over 60%. So please don't wait. Call them now, 877-444-GOLD Gold, 877-444-GOLD Gold, or text GOLD to 65532.